And in another very, very big story, despite killing al-Qaeda's leader this week, CNN is learning that the U.S. is actually struggling with how to deal with counterterrorism threats inside Afghanistan. We're going to give you details of that next. Shortly before the U.S. withdrawal, the Department of Defense created a task force that would keep Afghanistan from once again becoming a safe haven for terror groups like al-Qaeda and ISIS. But more than a year later, sources say the team hasn't sent a single proposed target to the Pentagon for approval. CNN reporter Katie Bo-Lillis is breaking this story now. So, Katie Bo, tell us what you're learning.
Dana, this task force was intended to be a key part of the Biden administration's strategy to be able to conduct counterterrorism in Afghanistan from over the horizon without a U.S. presence on the ground. But as we've learned, not only has it not carried out a single strike, they haven't even elevated a proposed strike to the Pentagon for approval. Now, our sources tell us that this is in part because the task force has struggled to develop the intelligence that it needs to be able to meet the administration's strategy or the administration's requirements for minimizing civilian casualties. Now, for current and former military and intelligence officials that I spoke to for this story, that raises a pretty troubling concern that the United States' intelligence capabilities inside Afghanistan might not be sufficient to monitor and counter the threat that groups like al-Qaeda and ISIS might be planning external threats on the United States. And so now the White House, of course, is pushing back on this interpretation. And I want to share with you what a senior administration official who I spoke to earlier today had to say about this. The official said to me, the fact that there haven't been other uses of force of that type, and in this instance, this person is referring to the Zawahiri strike, the fact that there haven't been other uses of force of that type in the past year means that we are monitoring and we are being judicious, and where we think it reaches the point of needing to act, we're acting. So in other words, for the White House, the Zawahiri strike is evidence that, look, our intelligence gathering capabilities are sufficient. We're seeing what we need to be able to see. But Dana, I wouldn't expect this debate to go anywhere anytime soon, in part because U.S. tolerance for risk for terror threats out of Afghanistan, relatively low. And as one former intelligence official who I spoke to for this story put it to me, we don't know what we don't know.
Boy, you could say that about a lot of things. Thank you so much.